time this video goes live, depending on where you live, the children in your area will either have just gone back to school or they'll be about to. And despite the fact that I am almost 39, so old, I definitely have that back to school feeling too. I had an amazing summer. I went on holiday, I visited lots of lovely new places, met lots of new people. Only joking, I didn't go anywhere because COVID still exists and people are diseased. It's probably not all that strange for me to have this kind of feeling at this time of year because for almost 20 years I worked in childcare, and for the vast majority of that time I worked term time, meaning that when it came to the end of the summer holidays and all the kids went back to school, that was my cue to go back to work. I'm so nervous about going back to school. What if none of the new kids like me? Last year was the first year that I started doing a completely different job, and I didn't have to go back to work in September, but it's only been a year, so it's probably natural that I'm still highly attuned to that back to school feeling. As I said, I spent almost 20 years going back to school in September, and before I started working in childcare, I literally was still at school. But I don't think that's the only reason I'm feeling these vibes. As you know, last year Leslie and I set up our own business, and recently we have had lots of sessions where we've sat down and really planned out the next few months in terms of promoting said business, trying to attract new clients, and all the kind of important stuff that you have to do when you run your own business. We didn't have the summer off, we've worked all through August obviously, but for some reason September still feels like the time when we need to double down on all of our efforts and really switch things up a gear to try and put ourselves on the map. And yes, I feel like I've used far too many business terms in the last sentence. Hi, I'm using speakerphone because that's what us business people do. Yeah, I'm just calling to say, I think we really need to drill down into these figures, push the envelope and try some blue sky thinking. Hello? Hello? And then there's the chorus that I sing with. All summer we've been singing outdoors, and actually prior to the summer holidays we were singing outdoors as well. We've been outside at rehearsals for quite some time, and September marks the start of full chorus rehearsals back in our normal rehearsal venue, which is an enclosed building. Now yes, we will have the windows and doors open, and currently I'm chair of the chorus, so I will be making sure that we do things as COVID safe as we possibly can. But going from being all outdoors and spaced apart and fresh air to being back in the hall is kind of nerve-wracking as well as exciting, and it's definitely giving me back to school vibes. Of course, with all of these feelings that I'm having, at least I get to celebrate the fact that I don't have to go back to school. Because honestly, the idea of going back to school fills me with horror. Please don't make me go back there, please don't make me go back there, not ever, please don't make me go back there. Maybe it's the subtle changes of the season, or walking past children's playgrounds and them being a lot emptier now because the kids have gone back. I don't know. I just definitely have a real back to school sensation going on right now. Do you still get that feeling at the end of the summer, or am I just weird? This feels like a question I ask a lot. Am I just weird? Let me know in the comments, but seriously, let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. You can click on my floaty head if you'd like to subscribe, and last week's video is over there. I'm gonna go and not get ready to go back to school. Speak to you all next week. Bye!